What's going on, folks? How is everybody doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody had a good Friday. Welcome to the weekend. Today, I think we are going to do a crypto market review. So we are going to go over the crypto market and we're going to go over the crypto market on just a whole whack of coins. And we're going to do it for YouTube. So let's get into it. This is just going to be a massive review. I have a big list of all of the, not all, because this list was updated a while ago, but this is just a big list of just coins that are on Binance Futures. It's not like all of them. I made this list like, I don't know, a year ago, so there's probably a ton that aren't on there, but I'm just going to go over a whole bunch of just different coins. And we will have a look and see. I have the chart set up here. This is the weekly on the left. This is the daily in the middle. And then this is the 4 hour on the right hand side. So we'll just do our analysis this way, and just kind of give you everybody a big overview of different products that are in crypto that you can trade. And if there's any opportunity, I'll be posting them out in the Discord. All right, let's get into it. Shiba. Shiba is in the area that they need to hold. The daily doesn't look too great. They failed up here, and they're holding the daily range here. But without getting back over top of this, they're not having any daily closes above here, above this level right here. So that's the level that they need to gain. So without gaining that, it's looking like more down. We are on at the level in this range for them to hold. So if they did start gaining something on the 4 hour, it's decent place to take a trade, but we would need to gain this on the 4 hour first. So need to get above there, and then maybe a move back down, and then you could trade it up into here. Up into here on the daily. That's kind of where we're at with this one. So nothing really to talk about there. 1 inch internal trend action here. Took the liquidity out from underneath the weekly here. It's just kind of a dirty chart. I don't like charts like this too much. They're not giving a clear entry sign, so honestly I would just skip this one. I wouldn't be taking any trades on this. Nothing too much to talk about. AAVE. I bet a lot of these coins are just going to look the exact same. Looks a bit rough here, man. They didn't make a new weekly high on the close. So you really wanted them to get above there on the close for the weekly. So with not doing that, and then taking out the liquidity under here, it doesn't look like the greatest. They didn't really give a good sign here because they have this big wick, so they didn't give a good sign here for re-entry for long for me. If you wanted to trade it, you could on the 4 hour, but you'd need to wait for something on the 4 hour, like back here. Like this back here. But this is an internal trend, so these do not play out as well. But the level to gain is here, 86 around. You want them to gain 86 before any any kind of action on this one. 88. Oh, this one looks pretty rough too. I think we're gonna see ADA back into the 33 range. Maybe even, oh, that one is tired. Yeah. That's the level to the downside. We're trying to hold this, but you know, I don't know. I would kind of expect this bottom one to go now at this point. Really even anything close to it. So, you know, if they do start taking liquidity from under here, you start looking for entries, right? But they didn't really give a good sign here for a long, right? This is still internal trend of this leg, so this kind of looks like more down to me. We'll see what happens when they take the liquidity out from under here. If they do start gaining here, you know, you can easily take a trade. It's not a huge deal. The level to gain would be 42 cents around. So you want to see them, you'd want to see them over here, over top of this before you start getting in any kind of action on it. Algo. So Algo at the level to hold. Also, this wouldn't have been a bad spot to take a trade. This is kind of the setups that one of the setups that you look for, right? Make a new high, take the liquidity on the low, pump it, and then come back and test it. And that's kind of the area that you want to see. If you want to wait for confirmation, then you just wait for the 4 hour to gain. So you'd wait for them to start having closes above 15 or 16 around, and then on a retest of that area, then you would take longs and you'd target something up here. But if you wanted to, you could take a trade just, you know, right off of this, and then you could have the stops underneath this daily, because if it goes down there, you know, you're going to want to get out because it's probably headed lower. The level to the downside, the weekly, it's been tested already. It's been tested. Yeah, this is kind of the level to hold, really. This weekly move, more like a monthly move. Yeah, this monthly move down. Yeah, it's kind of hanging on to this weekly here. So we'll see. This one doesn't look too bad, you know. If they did have some strength, you know, a gain of the 4 hour is what I would at the very least look for in these shit coins. You know, kind of like they did back here. I can show you guys an example of it. You can just talk about the inverse of it. So on the 4 hour up here, you know, this is where it started falling apart, right? Fell apart, lost the 4 hour. 4 hour close below, retest. So you want to look for this kind of structure. Now, again, so it's all the same. It's always the same shit all the time. Here was the last time they did a 4 hour gain. So they gained this right here. They gained, and then they came back down and retested it. So this is where they gained. This is where they gained with, you know, and then they came back down and retested it. Retested this. See this little internal one here too. This one's an internal trend, so you know, you don't play those as I don't like playing those as much. I like playing like the main trend, but it's not like you can't play these too. You know, this was a 4 hour gain. You retested it. They're not as nice to play. The better to just play main trends. All right, yeah. So again, the level to look out for here is going to be around 16 cents. Alice. This one kind of looks interesting to me, man. They you know, came down here, they gained the weekly. In the weekly, came down. They're holding when they need to, you know. Then they gained again. They did hold where they need to. So this one does look kind of interesting to me. Because they're holding right where they need to. So on the weekly. So this one actually looks okay for kind of a long try, but again, it's better to wait for some kind of confirmation first on the down leg. So if you're waiting for confirmation, you need to wait for this to get back above $1.55. Yeah, I'd wait for a break above this and then buy some kind of a retest if you even get it. Sometimes you don't even get the retest, but if you don't, you just move along to the next product, right? Because there's lots of lots of times the trade that does give you a retest. It's not looking too bad either. We are in the you know, in the big market here. We're in the area that we need to be holding for continuation. You know, this is it gets kind of messy down here because this is like this is the level to hold, right? Like they need to hold this. It's this right here, right? It's this weekly move that made this swing the lowest point. So you don't really want for continuation higher, you don't really want to get too many closes below there, you know? You don't want it to close below. I could see them maybe taking the liquidity from here, but like you shouldn't have a weekly close below there if you're moving higher. So again, on this one, a lot of trades can happen in crypto soon, you know what I mean? If we get a little pump here, there's going to be buy opportunities on like almost every coin. So you need to this is why I'm making this video now, you know what I mean? Because it's like should be on the watch list, everything for next week. So it's 4-hour gain we're waiting for. After a 4-hour gain, and it's valid to start looking for longs. ANKR. ANKR doesn't look as nice. For me, this is the second time they're testing this area. I would kind of look for a better product here, a different one. And just a weekly move that made the low over here. So I kind of think that they're gonna slide into that area. Again, you're just gonna be waiting for some kind of a weekly, some kind of a move, a 4-hour move above. They already did a 4-hour move here. Yeah, I would wait for a lower low than this on this one, lower low than this, and then a 4-hour move above. ATA kind of again in the area to hold. Doesn't look very nice, but this is the area to hold. This is the weekly move, the next weekly level down. Test, not really tested. So again, we're at the bottom of the range here. So this is the areas where you look for potential opportunities, right? Better to wait for some kind of a confirmation though. So right now the confirmation for me I'm not saying there's not trades on the lower time frames, but for me, confirmation is above 13.69, 13 cents, 14 cents. Need to see some 4-hour closes up there. So we might take the liquidity first. Liquidity point is here, right? Lots of liquidity underneath here, so might gonna move like this first, and then down, and then up, and then up. To the top side, you're gonna be looking at this level and this. It's kind of the big area to the top side. So it's kind of what I would be looking at. No trade until above 13.69. Adam. So Adam already took out the lows here on the daily. Wow, this is really low. Again, this is we're back at the level that they need to hold, right? So they need to hold this. If they don't, this is probably going to head a little bit lower. Maybe take the liquidity out from underneath here. Yeah, maybe down here around $4, maybe. We'll see. This is kind of the area to hold. Again, just looking for a move above the 4-hour, so you need to wait for a 4-hour gain here. You want to see closes above 750 on the 4-hour level, and then you're going to be looking for a retest. AVAX again at the level to hold. The whole market is basically at the level to hold, right? This is a very important level, right? Like this, we're right at it, right? Like they made a weekly high here. Now they're coming back down. We're in this leg of the trend, right? We're in this leg of the trend on the weekly. So we're at the very tip of it. This is the area that you want to be looking for trades, right? You want it to gain something here so you can get involved. But you need to wait for confirmation. You can't just be buying stuff all willy-nilly. You need to wait for confirmation. So the confirmation is different for different people, right? For me, I look at the 4-hour, but you could already be getting involved on the 15-minute, right? There was a 15-minute gain here. And then a retest, right? So like you could already be involved in a trade and your stop could already be in profit, right? If you wanted to. But for me, it's like I just kind of look at the 4-hour because I'm lazy, and I'm trade with a little bit bigger volumes here, right? So I don't really concern myself too much about 15-minute charts. So for me, confirmation would be above the 4-hour. So we're looking at, want to kind of see closes above 31, 32, I guess, around 32. I want to see 4-hour closes up there, and then a retest. AXS looks a little bit more interesting actually to me. So they came down, they took a lot of liquidity on this one already in the weekly. Like this was a big move here, right? Like that took out a lot of stops and a lot of liquidity. Then they came back and they had a daily gain on the internal trend, up, and then it came back down. So this is like the main level that they are, they're trying to respect this, and they're trying to hold this. You can see there was this is a big support area, right? It supported this on the way up. This was the move that made this the all-time low. So they're trying to hold this. This is a big area to hold, right? If we start seeing some 4-hour gains, we will definitely be looking for trades. Same like the whole rest of the market. So level the gain here on this one is going to be around $7.1, around 7.1. After 7.1, you're looking for a retest of that area. Really, next week, if we have some kind of a pump here in crypto, next week we could be in like 50 positions. You know what I mean? It's the market is at that point where this is the area to hold. What the hell is this thing? Bake. It's like Bake is already off to the bakers. So we kind of missed the ride on this one. This one just kept going. It did give you an entry though. Level the hold for me on this one would have been this, right? So it would have been, it came down, took the liquidity, took the weekly liquidity under here, right here, right? Then they pumped it. They pumped it, and on this pump, you'd want to see them get over this, right? And they did. They started having closes above, right? On a retest of that area is where you would be getting long. And now this retest of this area, this is where you look at on the 15-minute for entries, right? So no gain, no gain, no gain. 15-minute low, 15-minute gain, entry. Hope that makes sense to you guys. You know what I mean? Because if you can understand this, literally you can have as much money as you want. Moving right along to ball. Ball, all right. So ball coming down, testing the bottom of this range. It's a retest. This has already been a tested area, so you know, a little bit scarier on the retest. They've already taken the liquidity now on out from below a lot of this now. So this would kind of be a good opportunity for looking for longs here for sure. This one looks even better than most for longs. Because it's already taken out some liquidity, so it's got some gas now. The level to look for on the upside is going to be around $3.50 around. So at 350, we would be looking for a pump and then a retest of that, right? And then you'd be targeting above this. So that's kind of what I would look for in ball. Band. Taking the weekly liquidity also on this one. Tested the bottom of this too. Proper test on this. No. Wasn't tested really before. So again, this is the level that you want to see them hold. So again, just looking for a 4-hour gain on most of these. 1.4, 1.5, not 1.5, 1.4084 is where I'd be looking. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up alerts on these charts, and then I'm gonna set this up where it puts out the alerts out to like a Telegram group or out to like the Discord or something like that. just to alert everybody that the thing is in a good area. The chart's in a good area for taking trades. BAT USD. Again, coming down and hold, and this is the weekly area. This weekly move that made this the all-time low, right? You know, tested this area a bunch of times, so this is the area to hold. This is the area to do something, right? So again, just waiting on a 4-hour gain here. Nothing really to talk about there. Need to have looking for closes above 22 cents, 21 cents, 21.80 or something like that. Yeah, 21.80. Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash looking stronger than most of the rest. A little bit stronger anyway. Coming down and just trying to hold on to this weekly level. If we do lose that, we don't want to lose that. The bottom of this, I would say. So we wouldn't want to lose this for sure. You know, again, this is the big area to hold is this weekly range, right? You know, we did have big closes above, so I would kind of expect this to hold, yeah. But again, looking for 4-hour gains before entering any kind of positions here. So just waiting on a gain of 441.84 and then a retest of that zone. You know, kind of like they did here, you know. Kind of like they did here. They made new lows here. And then they got to the area where they needed to hold. And then they gained this area. And then a retest, and then this was the area to buy, right? And then blast off. So good area to look for, but again, just waiting for confirmation first. BEL. So BEL again in the areas that you wanna see them hold it, like the whole market is right now. You know what I mean? Whole market is basically in the same area. Good area to look for trades. Area to get above for confirmation is 77 cents. So we're looking at 77 cents for confirmation, and then a retest of that area. All right. BLZ. Oh, it looks kind of all over the place already. This one's actually kind of having moves. BLZ came down, trying to hold this weekly. They lost the weekly too on this, so you know this isn't the greatest for this, but trying to hold on to this weekly. They did have a 4-hour gain. This trade's underway already. So this was the entry on here. I didn't get into this trade, but this would have been the entry. This is a good example of a trade. This would have been the entry to take. Especially after they've taken out the oh man. Especially after they've taken out the liquidity down here. Or they're trying to hold this, man, really. They did have a daily gain too. So this is a daily setup. So, you know, they had a daily gain and now they're trying to hold it. It's why it's kind of important to look at all like all the time frames of what's going on, right? Let me just get this synced here a bit. Yeah, this is a daily gain, so like this is a really good area for them to hold it. Yeah, if I would have seen this, I would have been into this trade. To the upside, you want to most likely be targeting above this, probably the liquidity over here. So I would say on the liquidity up here, but this trade is well underway at this point. Already up 10%. So from there, I would be, if you are in this one, I would be targeting up here 20% and then runner to back up here. After you get your main target, you just kind of put the stop in profit and that's it. Let it go, right? And just see what happens with the rest. That's kind of how I do it anyway. There's different ways to do things. All right, BNB coming down, testing the daily. We're at the daily hold spot. You know, this is for continuation. This is the weekly continuation spot. You know, this is the area that you look for longs, dude. Really. So we're waiting for some kind of a gain here. I would be waiting for 612, above 612, and then a retest of that area, kind of like they did here. You know what I mean? Down here when you're on the weekly spot to hold. You know, gaining this and then a retest of this. So, you know, it's very similar, but you know, I'd be looking for, because they made new lows here, I would be looking for a gain of 612 and then a retest of that, and then get into it. And honestly, this chart looks strong here on the daily and the weekly. So if they do hold it, I'd expect this to go. This one looks strong. Let me get a fib on here for a second. $1,000. Wow. Yeah, you know, this could go as high as 1,000. Could also slip down, and we could have, if the crypto market does a retrace, we could have a retrace. So all you can do is take trades and put stops. Bitcoin, same kind of situation in Bitcoin even. So, you know, so Bitcoin not making a new, let me just break down what's going on in Bitcoin here. We made new highs, right? So we took the liquidity out from the new highs, and then this is an internal trend now on the weekly, a weekly internal trend, but gained the weekly on the internal trend. Had a retrace, didn't really quite get to the zone. I guess you're testing the bottom of this. Yeah. Testing the bottom of this weekly move that made this all-time high. Came down and then started gaining, right? Gained the daily. Gained the 4 hour. Gained the 4 hour here. Sometimes they make it hard for you, right? This is the 4 hour gain. So again, for Bitcoin, we're same kind of situation of just be waiting for some kind of a 4-hour gain first before getting involved. They did take some liquidity. The next big level down. This is tested though. Let me have a look at the daily here on Bitcoin. That's tested. That's tested too. Getting a little messy, but the bottom of this 63. I'd be kind of interested in the 63. This zone really I'd be interested in. Anywhere from here to anywhere from 64 to 63. 64.6 to 63. It's a $1,500 zone, but I would be interested in that zone. Or even right here, right now, right? Like they did take some liquidity. So there definitely be a trade. I don't know if it'll go to all-time high, but they're trying to hang on to this daily. This is the main trend, right? They're trying to hang on to it. They did lose the main trend here briefly. So I don't know. They're trying to hang on to this anyway, and let's see if they do. If they do, we will see a 4-hour gain. So if you get a 4-hour gain, you know it's a lot safer to take trades, especially when you're in an area like this, an area to hold, right? So you start getting trades above 67,300. You start getting bids up there, then you can look for a retrace to the area and get long. Longs taken there, I would be targeting new highs. C98. What is this crap? So coming down, holding this weekly move that made the low, like so many coins are. So again, we're just looking for some kind of a confirmation that they're gonna pump it, right? So need to wait for either a daily or a 4-hour. I like to use the 4-hour, so looking for a 4-hour close above 2207 before getting involved. But we start seeing closes up there, we'll definitely be looking for entries, and then looking for, you know, positions back up to all-time highs, or like not all-time high, but high for this year. Yeah, the highs of this year. Seller network. Seller network. Seller network. So seller network coming down, trying to hold this weekly. They've tested the top of it before. Now they're testing the body of it. So this is the area for that you'd want it to hold, you know, again, like the whole market is at right now. Looking for you guys notice that like all these coins, they look the same, you know what I mean? The charts look very similar in many of these coins. So it's, you know, there's not too much different to talk about, right? We're in the area to hold, and then we're looking for a 4-hour gain on this one. It's going to be above 0.02008. CHR. Again, in the area to hold for the daily, back at the daily level. So back at the daily swing. So looking for you know, hold above here, and then a 4-hour gain. So be looking for a gain above that, around 29 cents. Closes above there. CHZ. Chili's. A stupid name some of this shit is. Chili's. So, Chili's trying to hold on to this weekly continuation. So, you know, we're again level to hold. This doesn't look so clean down here, so you know, I would kind of expect this to them to go a little bit lower. Or I'd probably just trade something else. For this, I'd want to see them lower than this. Yeah, they haven't taken the liquidity here yet, so they haven't taken the liquidity out from under here. So let's see if they take the liquidity there. But you know, if they gain this, that's not really a gain. That's an internal trend still. For this one, I'd need them, as it looks right now, either a new low or a gain of 12 cents, 12.040. So higher than that or lower, and then reassess the situation. Compu pew. So same kind of issue here. It's just, this one really looks ugly. This one's gaining the 4 right now. So they did make new lows. They gained it before here though too. You know, this chart is so ugly. I wouldn't, you know, I don't like when it's like a big wick like that. So that doesn't make things easy, you know what I mean? For this one, I'd want to be like over top of, not up there, but I'd want to be over. I'd probably wait for a daily gain, so I'd probably wait for closes above 55.20 on this one before a retest of that area and getting involved then. Just to be more sure. They did have a 4-hour gain here in this leg right here, and then they just wiped it out again. So I would, when I start seeing stuff like that, I usually like to wait for drop back and wait for a higher time frame. Brosif, what's up, brother? Let's go. How are you, man? Just doing the big crypto market review because everything's in a good spot for the hold, so I figured I'd do a big crypto market review here. COTI. Again, kind of in the area that they want to hold this. They're holding this daily. It honestly could go down a little bit more. The next level down would be around 7.074, and then if they do end up holding this range, I'd kind of wait again for a 4-hour gain. Trying to hold on to this. So level to gain for me to get involved would be 11 cents, 11.775. Start seeing closes up there, I'll probably look for longs. Until then, nothing to talk about. All right, CRV. Really, this is turning into a big dumpster fire. Wow. CRV. what a piece of shit this is. So new lows on CRV. At this point, you're looking for some kind of a gain. So I do like when things turn into a dumpster fire, because it makes for very easy trade setups, right? So you're just looking for a gain at this point. So right now we need this back above 30 cents, 37 cents. So these are the levels to look for. So 37 cents, I'd be looking for a move above there. If we make new lows again, I'll be looking for a move above 30 cents before getting involved. Dash. Wow, this thing really went to nothing, man. Dash. Remember when this was $480 and now it's 26? Holy shit. What happened? What happened, bro? Wow. That's crazy, man. I used to own a whole bunch of this too. And I bought it way more than 25 cents or $25. Wow, that's crazy. I bought a bunch of this here. And then I sold it, I don't know, here or whatever. So, you know, this one's trying to come back to life, but I don't know. Something that looks this scary, kind of just keep the fuck away from it, I think. I wouldn't, I don't know if I would be touching this. Looks too scary. What I would be looking for on this, oh, they did already have a 4-hour gain here. Yeah, this is, I mean, for a trade, it's okay. This is okay right here, right now, basically, for a trade. Not the worst idea. For a trade, not for anything other than a trade. For a trade, and then up to 29. Yeah. Looks okay. This will be going out on the Discord. This is the liquidity area here too. So, you know, I'd be looking for in this area to take PTs, and even here too. Really, you never know with this. Even there too, I would be looking to take PTs. You know, that's not too bad. Even right from right here, it's 4% and then 10%. So on leverage, that's still pretty good. Not too bad. They're trying to make something happen over here, you know? They made new lows, they made a weekly gain, then this is the area to hold, right? I'm just a bit scared, because like this used to be so high, you know, and now it's nothing. Crazy. They tried back here too, but they failed. So for a trade, this is okay. Put this out on the Discord. DeFi. So they did test the area pretty good and they held it, right? And then they started gaining the daily. Gaining the daily. So this one I would be kind of interested also. I'd want to wait for, like always, a 4-hour gain. Let's see if they gain that. $892. Expensive coin. Dent. I used to be in this piece of shit too. Wow, what happened? So Dent in the area too, you know. This one looks okay too. This one looks okay. So again, they came down, they're holding the weekly. They tried to hold it. So you just need to wait to see what happens here, right? Are they going to hold it or are they going to fail it? If they start gaining above the this level 0.001152, then we would be looking for trades. And the trades will be targeting the daily here, right? So we'd be targeting this. Targeting this and probably take a little bit off here and a little bit off here and a lot of bit off here. You know, it's just the same stuff over and over and over again. It's pretty funny once you understand how to trade. You just, you know, the stuff almost gets kind of boring. It's like work. But that would be kind of what we're looking at here on Dent. Trying to hold like the rest of the market. Doji. So Doji did have a daily gain here. This is more of what I like to see when they have like a daily gain. And Doge has a little bit of work to do on the Doge. Fucking meme coin, man. Fucking memes, man. Fucking memes. Trying to hold on to this weekly and this daily. So came down, trying to hold this daily, you know what I mean? And they did have a daily close above. Not super, you know, convincing. Also, they did have a daily fail at the top here, and they came back, retested the daily failure. You know, they're retesting this daily failure here, and they're dumping it again. And then they failed the daily on the inside trend too. They failed this daily on the inside trend. So that all being said, they are in the area to hold from this leg, from this gain on the daily, from this gain. So this is the area for them to hold it. They've taken the liquidity now from under here. So but you can see, like, even this one I would have been wanted to be involved in, and you can see how sometimes these don't work, right? Because this had a really good gain. That is with some volume, right? This area would have been something I would have bought. This is a good example of a failed trade. Because I would have definitely bought this, and I would have failed because I would have been stopped out. Yeah. So, but I would try again on this one. Gains over top of 14 cents. 14 348. Yeah, 349, sorry. And then to the downside, kind of be looking at this. To the downside this weekly. Sync that globally. So once we get down to that area, take the daily liquidity. They've already taken the liquidity here, man. That's why this is kind of, if they're gonna hold this, they should go now or soon, Anyway, polka dot. At the area to hold. Like the whole market, man, basically. The whole market is in this same boat. You're looking at these meme coins. That's why you really got to be careful with these meme coins and these like just crap coins, these shit coins. Most of them are going to zero, right? So you just need to be careful with this shit. But you do get these crazy explosive moves, A lot of this is going to depend on Bitcoin, right? Let's see what happens with Bitcoin. So they did make new lows here. So this is prime for waiting for an entry. Waiting above around 650, gains above there, and then a retest to that area. EGLD US, man, there's so many coins on this list. Why did I get such a big list? So this one has made new lows. This one looks decent to go. It's made a new low now on the daily. New daily low. So that's really, this is what I look for. I look for like new daily low and then a gain on the 4 hour. So again, 34.26, 34 cents, $34.26. Gains above that, and we'll be looking for action on that guy. ENJ USD. Whew. I mean, we're at the level on this. How much, this is it. We've had weekly gains. This is the weekly level. Let me look at the monthly on this. This is it, dude. We are at it. We are at the level, dude. So, this one is super primed to go. But we just need to wait for confirmation first. This one is fucking primed to go. Primed and ready to go. We'll see. Any 4 hour gain, I'd be looking to get very involved in this one. This one looks good. Yeah, this one's going out on the Discord too. All right. ENJ. ENJ on the radar. Really, I'm gonna add this one to new list, blue. EOS. EOS. Yeah. Yes. EOS. So, same kind of situation on this. Just waiting for 4-hour gains, man. Really. There's really not too much to talk about, man. You say the same thing over and over again. We're at the level waiting for a 4-hour gain. You know? This is kind of where what we have to do. If I was just doing this quickly, it would just be like, you know, look at this. Where are we? Okay, holding the weekly. Okay, we did have an internal gain, and looking for a 4-hour gain. That's it. This one's going to be looking. This one's actually coming up on a 4. Might be coming up on a 4-hour gain soon. Ethereum Classic. So we start seeing a 4-hour gain. Yeah, sure. We'll take a trade on it. Here's an example of a 4-hour gain that didn't work out. This is why you have to have like proper stop losses and stuff, because really half the trades don't fucking work, man. You know what I mean? Here's a good nice 4-hour gain with some volume on a weekly level or on a daily level. So, you know, this is valid for this daily to hold. And didn't work out. Yeah, need to take into consideration that it did fail this though. That's why. But we're low in the range now, man. Honestly, I would still be taking trades down here to the long side. Regular Ethereum. Regular Ethereum. Looks okay. In the first test of this. This is kind of the area you want them to stay above, right? Like the whole market. You don't want them to go much lower than this. Is this a... Yeah. This weekly move that made this swing. This swing. So, you know, we start getting closes above here. It's go time. So really, in these weeks coming up, honestly, it's gonna be, you're gonna need to look at the whole market, right? Like there's gonna be many trades that are probably gonna be valid. You need to be looking. If you see a pump in crypto, start scanning coins, because like there's gonna be entries to be had on tons of fucking different products, right? So just keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of opportunity coming up. So I'll probably do another scan of this stuff, you know, in the next couple days. Yeah. Phil. Holding on to this for dear life. is the area to hold though. Again, you know, area to hold, looking for 4-hour gain, 5.46. Since I know the area, we're in the area to hold on most of the market, you know, this is like the long-term area to hold, man. Waiting for a 4-hour gain above 0.0791. All right, we're in the area to hold. So waiting for a 4-hour gain. 0.6548 on FTM. GRT. All right, we're in the area to hold. Coming down, weekly continuation, right? So looking for a 4-hour gain. Looking for a 4-hour gain or new low and then a 4-hour gain again. You know what I mean? Like that's really it. $25 cents around. GTC. This one looks good too. Rejecting the weekly here pretty hard, but this is also the weekly gain, right? And then they gain this internal trend too. So this is a weekly continuation play. This one looks good if we gain that. There's going to be so many posts going out on the Discord next week if we do see a little bit of a pump, because there's going to be literally 100 products that are, or probably more, that are like valid for trades. This one is a little scary, but it's not too bad. So let's break down what's happened here. So they took the liquidity, and this is on H bar USD. So they took the liquidity underneath here, right? So we had this massive pump. So many people had their stops there. So massive pump right into, basically right into the bottom of this, right? This was the big area to the top side, this zone. So they did have a daily gain here too with this fucking huge pump. And now again, this is just kind of the area to hold, right? Now they also had a 4-hour gain here. And again, this is the area to hold. So like, you know, you could take trades right here, right now, and just put your stops right here. And target, you know, just target this for first. Probably put this one out on the Discord. But yeah, they've already gained the level and are retesting now. So they've already had price action above, and now are retesting. So honestly, this doesn't look too bad for a play up here, for a try. Anyway, pretty easy stop. You can even put your stop here too, but pretty easy stop. I like it. And we're on the weekly. I don't like this giant wick, obviously, but it is what it is. It's fine. I really kind of want them above this. So if they do start pumping, this will be a very good one to get even more into. But this looks okay for a try. If this is where you'd be targeting for profits, easy stop. Going to the Discord. H bar, easy stop. Easy stop loss. Stop loss. Put this one on the blue list. And then I'm just gonna mark out a couple things on here too. So I'll mark out this, and then I'll mark out this. A couple easy targets. Hot hoot. So hoot. Level the hold, looking for the 4-hour gain. Nothing too much more to say about that. ICP. Level the hold, looking for the 4-hour gain. We'll see if we can hold on to this weekly. This is why you wait for 4-hour gains though, right? Like if they can't get above that, then it's most likely going to be a continuation down. And this will probably break, and if that breaks, we're gonna head lower to the next spot down. Probably take the weekly liquidity, but we've already taken a bunch of liquidity here on this one, so this had potential to take some liquidity to the top side before going down. ICX, I used to be in this one. So in the area that you want them to hold it, just waiting for a 4-hour gain. Above 18. Yeah, I'd be waiting for a 4-hour gain above 1860. IOST. Like this, they brought this all the way down. Not yet. They've already tested that zone though. This is the area. You don't need to get too complicated with this shit. You know what I mean? These are like monthly levels, right? Like this is the monthly level to hold, right? So could go as low as this, really. And we're just gonna keep this marked out here. It's actually a little bit lower. Let's get it exactly. It's this. You know, could they go down there? Sure, they could, but you know, anywhere down here, you're looking for a trade. Anywhere down here, though, we're close enough to the level where you know you can look for a trade. This was the last time it was here. It was and they traded. So already you want to be looking to take stabs at it. So you're looking for a 4-hour gain, and you're gonna, you know, because these are monthly levels, you need to you can target so high, right? Because this is a monthly setup. So we'll see if it pans out. What are we, halfway done? Not even? Holy shit. IOTA. Level the hold on the monthly. Put this back to the weekly. Yeah. At the level. Looking for a gain. Waiting for a gain. That's all it ever is just waiting for a gain. Yeah, at the level, waiting for a gain. Oops. A lot of these could be going out next week. Could be prime. This one's at about 50 cents. Kava. Waiting for a gain. Trying to hold on to this, so we'll see if this holds. If they hold this, then you know we can target high, man. Kind of an exciting time right now because there are a lot of opportunities, right? Like there's a ton of opportunities out here. This one already looks like it's going good. This was the level to hold. Did they wiped the whole thing? They took the liquidity. Wow. Wow, they made new lows on this guy. You see that though, right? This gain took the liquidity, gain, and then tested it. That's a dirty move. That is a dirty move, folks. That is what you call a dirty move. That's why you wait for confirmation. You can't, you shouldn't. Well, at least for me. Here, what did they do? What happened? Let's see. Same thing that always happens. Where is this shit? Here we go. So, get this magnet off. So they came down. This is the 4-hour move. They gained it. Right? Then they came down and they tested the previous high. Or the previous low. This one is a little bit harder to trade for sure. But it gave you multiple opportunities, right? If you wanted to trade it on the inside trend, you could have too, right? Came down. This was the area that you wanted to test. You took the liquidity. Need to have a bigger stop, but you can have stops this wide, right? It's crypto. You can do whatever you want. So this one's off to the races already. But I just wanted to, you know, show you guys the setup here. Like this is the setup that you're looking for. Really, this one's in a good spot too. What is this? KSM, whatever this trash is. Yeah, this is like all of crypto is like at the level to hold, basically. You know what I mean? You want to see them hold this level. So we look on the smaller time frames for entries. Because this isn't a main trend, it's a little bit harder, right? A lot of crypto looks like that though too, so it makes it a little bit harder. Not saying you can't take stabs at it, you can. This is the level that you want held though, so really your stop should be down here. You know what I mean? But safer to keep it on the inside. You can see how they gained. Now this wasn't really a gain. Oh yeah, it was. See how they gained here, and this one didn't work out. That's what I mean. Only half the trades work out. The ones that do work out, you need to make it worth it, right? For the ones that don't. Because this one you would have just been stopped, and then you need to wait for the next opportunity. Next opportunity on this one's at 28. All right, Lena. Lena. Lena in the area, just waiting for the 4 hour. Right. This is, they came down and they're retesting the move that made the low. This weekly move that made the low. It's already been tested once. They're just retesting it again. So, waiting for a 4 hour gain. See if they get it. This is also why you need to wait for a 4 hour gain. You can see here when they came down here and they gained a bunch of stuff on the inside. So you would be waiting for them to come back down. So when they came back down here, you would think that this would be the area that you would want to buy, right? Around here. But you can't just buy it on the test, because like you don't know what they're gonna do. See, if you would have just bought this straight off the weekly, you would have been stopped. That's why you have to look at smaller time frames and just kind of mitigate the risk a bit, you know what I mean? Linky trying to hold this upper range. I would just be waiting for a gain of 1540. Lit. Taking all the liquidity last week. In a good spot for a trade. Waiting on a gain of $1.10. $0.10. Wow. This one in the zone too. LRC. We'll see, you know. I'm gonna put this one on the radar too. So it looks pretty good. Look at how high this was before. Jesus Christ. So LRC. And then, you know, first you could take the first target here. Kind of take the next target at the daily above here. So it's kind of what I would do, you know, and then have a runner and just forget about the runner. I love forgetting about runners, and then you come back to an account that you haven't touched in like a year and a half or 2 years, and you're like, oh wow. This one's going in the Discord too. I like this one. On the radar. On the radar. What's this called? LRC. LRC. On the radar. LTC. So LTC trade kind of underway on the interior and on the inner range here. On the inter trend. So again, they're in the area like all of the crypto market basically. They already had a gain. They didn't have a close, so they made it a little difficult. I would just kind of skip this one because they made it harder with this, you know, just the price action's ugly. When the price action's ugly like that, I just move along, you know. Lots of things to look at. Mana. Is this a monthly? Is this a monthly thing? Really, you want to be looking for this. Almost there. Almost there. Yeah, almost. But we are kind of in the zone here. Still, you know, for a trade. So you kind of want something up here to hold. This thing's been tested down here like a bunch of times too. This is an inner trend, which I don't like on the daily. We've made a new 4-hour low, so after making a new 4-hour low, it's okay to like take a trade. You can trade it, you know. I don't know if it's going to be going all the way to the moon or what, but you can definitely trade it. Looking for a new 4-hour gain above that, 40 cents around. Again, this is kind of the same boat with the mask here. We're just in the you know, in the longer term area that you want to see them kind of hold on, if this is going to continue higher. So just waiting on this, you know. $3 closes above 3. Matic on the radar hard now. We made new daily low. New daily low. So, you know, this one is definitely on the radar. I'm gonna definitely mark this one out and put it on the radar. Making a new daily low and then gaining a 4-hour. That's, you know, that this is what you look for. So we'll see. Matic could be a trade coming next week on this guy. We almost done? Ugh. Jesus. So long, guys. It's taking so long. That's alright. I don't mind. Just have to look through the old stream here. Make sure we're all going good. Okay, we are. All right. Yeah. MKR. This one looks to be okay. Almost right here, right now. MKR making new daily lows and almost gaining the almost gaining the 4-hour. So we'll see on the radar. We're almost at the area for them to hold, for us to take trades, you know. So we'll see. Again, this is going to be like a lot of the crypto market next week, man. I'm going to look at it basically every day to make sure what's going on. Yeah. Is this thing really this expensive? 2,000? Wow. I can't believe some of these coins are like this expensive. Most of these are all shit, right? Still, price action looks good on it. So. Image. Going into the Discord. What is this? MKRU. Are you about to gain the 4? About to gain the 4. If it does. All right. MLT. Looking at MLTiggy T. This one also looks good. You know, this is almost the exact same kind of setup. You want to see them above the above $1.30. This area to hold want to see them gain, right? See them gain a 4 hour. $6. This one actually looks a little rougher. I wouldn't take a trade here, honestly. This one looks a little bit more rougher because, I mean, this is just the upper range to hold, so you know, it is what it is. But on the weekly, it doesn't look as nice. Yeah, could still probably take a trade. It's just a trade around $6. This one, Neo, making man, I used to have so much of this thing. Really, tons of it. I had. How high it went. I sold everything at like back here, around $50 or $60 or whatever. Sold it all. Gas and the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards. And you know, again, I don't want them to hold this zone here. If we don't hold this zone, we're probably going to take the liquidity under here. So would be cool if they just held it. Now that we've made new lows, this is prime setup. You see how this is different than because now this 4 hour gain is an internal trend of this leg. Let me just get the trend line. So this internal trend is when they gained it, it's still inside of this, you know what I mean? So so really this is the main trend. So now we're on a new main trend, right? Because it made lower lows. So really we're on a new main trend. So this main trend, you want to see them gain part of. We want to see them gain a main trend 4 hour, not an internal trend. I hope that made sense. This is very important for trading, right? Like this is the main trend. So to have a 4 hour gain here, you need to gain this. This is internal. This stuff that's happening inside of this is internal trend. So now that we've made new lows, we have a new main trend. So, you know, a gain of that is going to be good, and we're good enough to take a trade. You know, again, it's the area to hold. We're holding the bottom of this. It's just a lot of things here that are lining up with this spot. So when you're in a big area, a big zone like that, it's okay. Just look for a sign of strength and start taking stabs at it. Made a new low. made a new low last week. This made a new low. Yeah, it did. So main trend on the back on the main trend. Need to see, this is gonna be ugly. Ocean. Need to see a gain above this. Close above this, and then a retest of this area. And we're in the liquidity zone. Made new low, so made new trend. Main trend. Main trend 4. Main trend 4 hour, we want to see a gain above 12 cents, 1261. OMG. Wow, this thing went to fucking shit. Yeah, I used to be part of this group too. Wow. Wow, what a piece of shit this is, man. Wow. Yeah, this I wouldn't even touch this thing unless you see some kind of serious gain at this point. A daily gain is what I would look for on this guy. This looks so bad that it's not even, you know, it just looks terrible. So a daily gain on the main trend is what I would look for on this guy before I do anything. I guess we had it here, but the trade is already underway, right? And then it's played out. So really on this guy, what I'd be looking for is a new low lower than this. A new low lower than 35 cents, and then a gain of the daily. I guess if we make a new low, you can still play the 4 hour, but I'd be looking for a new low lower than that, and then a gain of the 4 hour. One, are you the one? So we made a new 4 hour low in this range. Still in this range though. Internal trend. This is an internal trend. So again, these don't play out as good as the external ones do, but internal trend. A 4 hour gain still would be okay. ONT. Wow, man, I used to be part of this group too. Just a wild piece of shit, yeah? Holy, look at this thing. Wow. I just thinking, man, like how many of these things that I owned before, and I sold more. Like I sold tons of this shit. When Bitcoin started failing, I moved almost all alts into Bitcoin. So again, this was kind of in the area that you want to see this thing hold. See if it holds. Need a sign of strength. It's really all it comes down to. Always need to see a sign of strength. You know, if it keeps going down, then you still just need to see a sign of strength. Want, you know, in the long-term area, man, at the weekly level, need a sign of strength. 4 hour gain. Next week could be crazy in crypto. You really need to pay attention when we're at these bigger points in the market. Fucking where the money is made, basically. At the weekly, what is this? Reef. Fucking reef. I'm looking for a 4 hour gain. REN. You know, at the bigger time frame level, right? Oops. at the bigger time frame level. Had a weekly, internal weekly gain. So just looking for a 4-hour gain. That's all. Did we make a new low? No, trying to hold this. Valid spot for entry. Just need a 4-hour gain. You guys see a pattern evolving here? Internal. Valid spot. You know, I'd get involved on a 4-hour gain. This one is an internal trend. I don't like it too much, but you could still get involved on a 4-hour gain. I would like it better if we took out these lows first. Rooney. So Rooney, we've taken a low. So this one for sure. We've taken a weekly low too. So we've taken weekly liquidity. 4-hour gain above 488. RVN in the area to hold. You know, trying to hold on to this weekly. Really coming right down to it too. This is, yeah, really coming right to it. So this is kind of where you want to be looking. 4-hour gain above 2 cents, 2.452. Sand. You know, some of these things are stupid. Internal trend on the daily. I don't love it too much, but I still would start taking stabs on a gain of 39.82. SFP. This one has been actually relatively strong. This one would be a good like scalp coin, man. It just goes up and down by lots. You know, it's like lots of up and down, up and down. Hasn't really been trending though too much. It's been up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah. The last main leg here was this. Was from here. Sorry, here to here. Here to here. Here to here. It was like the last main leg. We haven't had any gains above that, so we're still kind of stuck in this range. On the higher time frame. And then the weekly, you know, they've just been taking liquidity to the bottom and to the top. So this one's really ugly, you know what I mean? When the price action gives me a fucking headache like that, just move along, man. Like there's just a million things out there to look at. There's no need to look at difficult shit. If it's difficult, just leave it the fuck alone. This one should be on the radar. What is this? SKL? SKL not looking too bad. Took the liquidity out from here. So looking for a 4-hour gain. Did they already before? What is this? Last week. was the first test. The third? What was it? The third? Third? Oh, that's way back here. Oops. Oh, the 24th, sorry. They're trying to make things happen here already. There you can see made new low, new 4-hour high. Took the liquidity, so I moved back down. Like even gaining this and moving, or like once they gain, if they gain here again, if they start gaining here again, even if they come back down here, this is a good area for trades. Kind of what you look for. So it's kind of more like an ITC concept, but it's that will be a good area for to take a trade. But still just waiting for a 4-hour gain first. SNX. Trying to hold this weekly. It looks okay. It's area to hold. This one's really easy. Make it real easy for me. Holding the weekly in the weekly zone to hold, and just waiting for a 4-hour gain. $2.23 around. Soul coming down. So had a daily gain back here. Internal. This is a daily on the internal and a weekly. So kind of at an area. This one looks a little bit more gross. Really, you want to be looking at like this area. But the thing with Soul is they held where they needed to, right? They did come down and they did test this and they held where they needed to, and then they started gaining. Could they take liquidity here? Sure, they could, but they gained this daily and then they started going too, right? So, you know, if you're not in Soul already, you kind of missed the trade. The trade was back here. Like back, or was this? Just get this sync globally. So what you would be waiting for here is a gain of this. So this trade is underway already, right? The trade is underway. You're waiting for a gain of that and a retest. So they retested it. Now they've come back again. So this is still looks good for a trade to me. Because you're still on this area of the trade entry, right? You still had this was the area they gained it, and then now they retested it, and you know they keep going. So you're in an area of the support. This is where the trade originated from. So you kind of want them to hold on to this area. So on the inside trend, just going to be looking for a gain of this 149.70. STMX. Oh my god, we're getting to the end of the list here. STMX made new weekly lows and took the liquidity. So could be good for a trade up to the upside. Looking for a gain of 0.00632. Stored Jew. Holding on to the weekly. This is a monthly too. Internal trend. You know, I don't like internal trends too much. See, I made this big mess here. So internal trend. They did make a new low. So since they made a new low, you can just wait. 46 cents and 85. 46.85. Sushi. Kind of the area. Came down, tested it, started gaining, started failing. This one is made it a little hard on the failure up there. So again, be waiting for a gain of the 4. Ooh. To look back through all these midweek and see what happened. See if we can get into any trades. Made a new daily low, so see, this is why I don't like internal trends. This is a good example of why I don't like the internal trends. So internal trend last time, this is the area to hold, right? It came down, gained, you can see it gained this 4 hour and then just petered out. Because this is an internal trend. When it makes a new trend and it gains, see now that we've made a new low, if it starts gaining now, it's going to be a main trend gain, main trend reversal, you know. So looking for, but sometimes these play, right? You just need to have your money management on point. Okay, so this one, it's still, this one's okay. It's a main trend at this point. Theta at $1.67. Wow. Made a new weekly low. Testing the top of the range here now. Could come down a little bit more, but testing the top of the range. This is the area that you're wanting to see hold. Testing the top of the range and the bottom of this guy. So really, this is kind of the area that you want to see. I wouldn't want to see it much lower than 47, but I would just put it there. Kind of the area that you want the hold, right? Now that we made a new weekly low, you know, definitely we can look for a long. Not worry too much about like how far it's gonna go or whatever. Just like get into a long. If it turns into a good one, it turns into a good one. Get what you can. So just waiting to see if 1.7766 gains. TML. Weekly low still on the internal trend. Held where they needed to though, you know what I mean? So that's why some of these are looking really, really good, because this is the area that they needed to hold for a continuation higher on the weeklies. Like this, they needed to hold this trend, right? This was the leg down. This is where they needed to hold. So they held this, and then they started gaining. So that's why all these look very good for a lay, you know, for a even longer term play higher. Everything looks really good. We're just waiting on a gain of 15 before getting involved. TRB USD. TRB came down, held this weekly, gained a weekly. I'll be right back. Just give me a second. All right, guys, I'm back. Let's get this thing finished out, yeah? TRB. This one kind of looks interesting, actually. Looks strong. Came down, holding this weekly, and then gained this weekly again. So the price action is a little messy, but on the longer term time frame, it looks pretty good. And this is the level to hold, right? This is the daily swing that was gained. So really, this looks good, pretty decent for a trade. Anywhere up to here. This is the range to hold. Now it's because it's so wide. You're probably better off just taking a trade and just putting your stop there, or putting your stop here, and just making it low leverage, you know. But yeah, if we, you know, this is another way to do it. We could, if we gain this, then you could just put your stop here and just go from there. TRB gains 98, looks good. Really, they're already holding where they're supposed to and having, like, you know, pretty good action where they're supposed to on the weekly and the daily. This one's going to go in the Discord too. All right, what else do we got here? We're almost at the end here, man. TRX. Yeah, again, this one also looks pretty good. TRX coming down for the weekly continuation, holding, then gaining a weekly again after that. Gaining another weekly, coming down, holding that, then gaining a daily. No, this daily gain was a weekly gain, so this is testing this daily gain down here. So you know, this one looks good, and then gaining a daily again. So this came down, tested this daily, right? Testing this daily proper too, and then holding, and then gaining a daily again on the internal. So this one's doing all the right things, you know what I mean? And now we've already gained we make 4-hour gain that happened long ago. Here is where I would have been looking for a 4-hour gain to get involved. So this was the next 4-hour gain right here. Down, up, gained. So this is the level to hold. This would have been the level to take a trade. Could they come a little bit lower? Sure. I wouldn't want them lower than this. So there is liquidity here that they could take, but this looks okay, you know what I mean, for a trade, you know, or a trade back up to here, you know what I mean? A trade back up to here even. And potentially just up to here. They gain the weekly. You know, I'd expect them back up to here, 14 cents. This one's going in. This one's going in the Discord. TRX, TRX looks good. Looks good for continuation. Continuation. Oi. So that looks good for continuation. What we got here. Yeah, that looks good for continuation. The let's just rip through the rest of these. We're almost finished here. So weekly, holding on to the weekly level at the area where we need to be at, you know what I mean? Failed the daily here. We did gain it. We didn't have a close above, so trying to hold on to this. If we get a 4-hour gain, we will look into it. Look a little bit harder. Waiting for $3.84. Uni. Okay, Uni blasting here a little bit. A little bit of a blaster. Coming down, holding where they need to. Holding where they need to. This was the 4-hour gain. This trade's well underway at this point. This was the 4-hour gain though up here when we had started getting action above. Honestly, even if you wanted to wait until this point where you were 100% sure, and then this would have been the entry. Yeah. Almost did it perfectly. So this trade would have been well underway at this point. Yeah, this is the liquidity. This is one of the liquidity zones right here that they looks like they tagged. Oh, liquidity zone. And these marks on the chart I put down are not for no reason. This one looks like it's off to the races. Like little too late. VET V-chain. What a piece of shit this turned into, eh? Wow. But we're at the area to hold. So at the level to hold. Just waiting on that 4-hour gain. This one looks primed and ready to go. Just needed to gain something. So we'll see. 2-3 cents around. We're gonna pay close attention to crypto this week. And look through it because there's a lot of things that are like, you know, kind of at the level. You see, this one was at the level too, but it didn't work. XEM. See, it came down. This was the level to hold. Took new lows. And then hasn't gained shit, right? Hasn't gained anything. So you just don't get involved until you see something relevant happen. You want to look for a sign of strength. This one just looks like a piece of shit. So we're just waiting on this one. It made all new all-time lows. Could it turn around? Sure it could, man. Just need to wait for something to happen. XLM. XLM taking the weekly liquidity and then coming down again. Wow. I don't really like this one too much. I would be waiting for a new low of that. I wouldn't take this. You could, you know, if you wanted to trade, you could definitely wait for this and then put your stops here. Put your stops here. So a move like this, something like that, could happen, right? But if it doesn't, you just need to make sure that you're stopped out in the meantime. Ren. Ren at the long-term area. Talked about this one before. It's already marked out. You know, this chart's already marked up. So it's you know, we're just waiting for that 4-hour. Oh, did I go back here? Oh, I did go back. Stupid. Theta, we did. Which one did I leave off at? VET? XM? XLM, yeah. Hard to take these trades like this. This is not on the main. Quit the move. I would just skip that one. That was XMR. So I'm kind of at the range again. XRP, yeah. This is the weekly spot, right? 43 cents is the weekly spot. So again, just waiting. XRP is almost good to go. It's on the radar for sure. 48 cents, I would say. Gain of that. XRP. This one's going in the Discord. XRP. XRP on the radar. I'm gonna put this one on the radar too. This one's on like the hard radar. Got a couple radars. The hard one and then the soft one. Yeah, internal trend here, so not the nicest. I would just skip this. Again, this is internal trend, not the nicest thing. This is the area to hold, so I guess you could wait. If you wanted to take these, you need to wait for at least a 4-hour gain, like always for everything. This one had a 4-hour gain and then sweep. This one looks pretty primed, but I would still wait for this to gain. That's a dirty move, man. Still holding on to this weekly. This swept the whole weekly and everything, man. Wow. Price action looks shit on that. Zen. I'd like to see a new low first, and then a gain of the 4. Could they hold? Sure, they could. This is the area for them to hold it. But need to just at this point, I would just be looking for gains of 4 hours. Need to show a sign of strength before anything. This is the area to hold. The whole market is at like the area to hold, basically. This would be a 4-hour gain, so I'd be waiting on this here, on this ZIL. And the last one. This wasn't every chart in the this is an internal. Still okay to play it though, but I wouldn't be looking at trades until we're above that. Oh, and that's the last chart, man. All right. So that was it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Anybody who's been around, anyone who's here, just lurking around in the chat. Yeah, crypto is in a pretty good spot for taking positions. Just need to wait for a sign of strength here first from the altcoins. There's many altcoins that are in like the area that they need to hold. So it's going to be an interesting kind of week. I'm probably going to scan this shit down at least 3 or 4 times this week. I'll probably just do it every day, a quick scan through, and I'll just bring attention to anything that I see on the live streams. If you're new here, just hit the sub button. If you like content like this. We do trade live every morning, 7:30 Eastern until probably around 10:30. I'm kind of lazy trader. I don't really like to hang out at the charts for super long. But yeah, we trade mostly crypto and the futures and some forex and stocks. So a little bit of everything. So we talk price action. I'm happy to try to teach you guys anything I can. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jay. I'm a professional trader living in Southeast Asia. All right, that's pretty much it. So thanks again, guys, for hanging out and checking out the stream. Peace.